Hi, it's PSO RISQUARD Huntsman, doing a 2v3 on Galician rear, trying to, with Z Bishop, we're trying a new tactic this time, where we attack from the other end of the field, and Z holds on this side. Right, that cav unit, you see that I was just mainly sort of focused on in the first shot there when the battle started. I saw an early opportunity to get that cav, to sneak that cav round. I sort of decided to take the opportunity of the spur of the moment, and it paid off. Could have cost me my cav unit, which is something in 2v3 you can't really afford to throw away for nothing. But I managed to get some attack in on those two Prussian light infantry. Managed to take out that Prussian artillery unit, and also managed to rout the French general. So yeah, we got I mean, this we played a lot of little I've had a few tricks up our sleeves in this when we played this one, and with that little cav opportunity there that I spotted, paid off quite a lot, helped Z out quite a lot, considering with those Prussian lights on his Spanish lights. But there were more little moves that we managed to pull off, which you'll see later on in the battle. Right, this area here is basically, it becomes a killing zone for the centre guy, who's France, Major General, I believe his name is. It is absolute, just becomes a graveyard of his French army. He loses at least 90% of his men in there. And we were quite happy to oblige in the killing of him. He did manage to get, I caught like a late square. I did hit the square button, but when the cavalry hit, it basically took the numbers down below what that unit could square. So they weren't able to form square, so he scored a good hit with that old guard unit of mine. I took 3 in this battle. Right, just up the top there, you can't quite see it clearly at the moment, but in those trees, Z's got, because we're highlighted in blue on this, by the way, Z's got a unit of guerrilla cav, I believe. It might not be, no, it's hussars, sorry, Spanish hussars hidden in there, and it was waiting basically for Prussia to move down, and usually like they stick their artillery and their general up on that hill. I think it's pretty safe, so waited for that to happen and see if that was going to happen, and it did. So it paid off dividends, as you're about to see. I mean, Prussia played pretty well in this. I mean, the worst of the players in this battle was, of the 3 that we played, was probably the middle French guy. He was a bit of a nightmare for his team, to be honest. He kept throwing men at us and we kept on killing them, so, and we were quite happy to oblige, just being a 2v3. So yeah, but you see, I mean, his artillery's going to be gone, and he can attack. He's free to attack that general, and he didn't even know that was coming. So it's probably only when his sound turned up he probably realised that Spanish unit was there, and when it said when Napoleon says your general's being attacked, that was probably about the time that he realised that the cavalry unit was even there. Right, so as you can see down there, he's throwing more men in. We're shooting it up. This is the part he sends some cav up to reinforce, support his general, but it's not enough, and he loses him. But I mean, like, when you're outnumbered by an extra army, you need like every trick up your sleeve you can. Right, as he was continuing to throw men there. I mean, if Britain at this stage has moved up. Just showing you now, there's a couple of guerrilla units we were saving basically for later on in the battle. So I mean, because he's Spain anyway, most people throw their guerrilla units out straight away, and you know they're there. But if you do it like later, the way we sort of done it, we do it later on in the battle. People think, oh right, well they haven't got any guerrilla units there or such, so don't worry about it. So he's got some units, British line there. They're up and they're firing away. But because I mean, like, because he hasn't got enough men up there really attacking. I'm able to swing around on his flank, so I can rout away those units pretty quickly. Alright, you can see all the French dead. Like I said, it's just becomes a graveyard for that guy's French army. I had no artillery in this either. I was just like, my main thing was to attack basically, and I moved up. I took the hill, staked up for a little bit, and waited to see how the game would progress from there, and eventually pushed up on Britain. He also had two guerrilla units on that hill as well, so if they did move to take that hill, they'd be slowed down by that. And those guerrilla units lost the entire battle. Right? He didn't get routed, or he was unable to destroy those units. Right, so Britain's got more men in, and it's getting shut up and weakened there. Right, that we decided to pounce now with the because he's moved a substantial portion of his army forward. So we said to Z, right, now might be a good time to get your that guerrilla cav out and start taking out his Britain's general, which you can see there, and he's going for the other guerrilla units going for the artillery there. And with the unit that's attacking the general there, you can see it will take out the other British artillery piece as well, which is a big help for me. Britain's throwing more men in. I mean, Britain and Prussia, they played okay. I mean, those guerrilla cav last quite a while, and Z managed to create quite a lot of havoc with those units. He's trying to chase them down with his cav there, you see, but Z's just charging from unit to unit, trying to knock out and disrupt as much as he can. He's doing it. He's done an excellent job with it. I mean, me and Z managed to hold a constant line with each other throughout the battle, which is pretty important. I mean, Z did have to kite Prussia back a bit. He was pushing down pretty hard. He's got a few foot guards units there, which I mean, they're good units, you know. I'm pushing my France at this stage. Middle Major General's French army hasn't got really many men left, and it's basically there's just basically a few in the trees that are just on the left over there, just over there in the in the centre of the field there. So right, what I've done here, I've swung a unit of Chasseur Cheval up around the flank of those lights, because there was no line protecting them, so I was like, yeah, that's a great opportunity for me. So I got them, I managed to rout that unit of light infantry and break it as well. He's got some cav coming over to hit those Chasseur Cheval there, and he's sending another unit of, I think it's a 10th and a 15th Hussars units that he's sending over. Z, back over in that area, he was sent his guerrilla unit, his guerrilla line unit over into the trees, because we had a bit of communication when this was going on. And yeah, Z's just this over here, he's just fighting off against the Prussian line that's been spread out against him. But anyway, going back to that bit before, he put those guerrilla units in the trees, and I'll be going back over there in a second. You'll be able to see this. Yeah, we had a bit of a chat, and a quick, obviously. And he said, right, and he said he stuck those units in the trees, and I pulled those. I'd run my Chasseur Cheval away, and I routed one unit, and he squared up with a guerrilla unit, and then I swung it down that hill, and then run it across the square. So now that I think it's a 15th Hussar gets caught on that square, and eventually gets routed away, leaving my Chasseur Cheval free to go back up there, swing it around those trees, and chase after that light infantry unit and that rifle unit, which I did rout as well. Alright, I think he's basically got 2 units left of Major General's army, which was a fugitive line, which you just saw, and there's a vulture hidden in the trees just behind it. They get routed away by my young guard. And my young guard were absolute beasts in this battle. They done brilliantly. Actually, I should have shown their kill ratio actually. But they've done really well. Right, Britain's taken the rest of his force and is pulling back. I think he originally he was sort of kind of heading towards the big hill. Alright, Prussia's still going. Z's getting the upper hand now basically, but Prussia was still going. Now Prussia's only got because I've had to cut out a lot of this, but Prussia's only got a couple of units left now, like Z's. But I mean, the units that he does have, especially a line unit that Prussia has, it causes Z quite a lot of problems. I have to charge my general in. Britain's basically that's his Coldstream Guard there. They're getting hit now. We're going to be getting hit by my 2 old guard, which I basically barely used in this match until now. They still had full ammo just before they got. I pushed them forward, and are still 420 men in each unit. But that Prussian unit over at the distance there, the line unit, it's actually routing these units away. He's got 3 units left now, and he routes 2 of them away. Right, the last of the Britain's units, the Coldstream Guard's been routed. I've rushed an old guard into that building to take out the Highland Foot, and I've got a young guard and a Swiss Foot going into melee as they've run out of bullets up to that last British unit. So they get routed away pretty soon now. I'll start charging my general in down to make that Prussian unit form square, so Z can get some shots off at it. And then when he ran out of bullets, Z charged into that Prussian line unit, and I recharged my general, so once he couldn't form square, and that helped. It's the final unit left that hasn't routed now, which is just about to rout, as you're about to see. And there it goes. Right, so that's the end of the battle now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll have another video up again soon.